Hello everyone, we are Sasha and Masha, and we are going to introduce you our life with the cougar. His name is Messi and he is male. Our pet was born in Saransk City Zoo, October 30, 2015. Because of the upcoming World Cup in Russia, the zoo management decided to name the kittens, there were 3 of them, in honor of the famous football players. So that's where our cat got the name Messi, in honor of Lionel Messi. After 3 months of staying with his mother, Messi was sold to Penza Petting Zoo. It's the city we are living. So that's where we met him. It was January 2017. It was love at first sight. 3 days of deliberation, moral torment, and appeal to common sense couldn't stop us. So we are heading to the local petting zoo to have a conversation with their management about selling the kitten to us. And they didn't refuse our offer. How happy we were. This happiness couldn't overshadow the information about that kitten is sick and he needs a close care. We have written down all the information about Messi's health, and then we ran to the hardware store for materials, because the kid should have his own corner. 2 weeks of working until midnight, and the walls are covered with the bamboo, a huge tree with podium underneath, and spacious dark and cozy hall. Door jumps turned into claws corresponding to the massive sizes of paws. One of the walls is completely made of a mural for a twin date. This was recommended to us by breeders based on their own experience. Buffing balls, toys, goodies, well, and finally welcome Messi. And then the hard work of teaching a cat get used for the toilet. Because toilet is what we do regular. Since Messi has chronic cystitis, all the toilet options have been tried. And finally a solution was found. 2 walk-ins a day in the morning and evening, and a ladder to the bathroom, which turned out to be just the right size toilet. Our next step was a struggle against rickets and amyotrophy. We have started drinking vitamins, minerals, and walk day after day, increasing the distance. In 4 months, Messi already strong enough for 3 kilometers. Timid jumping attempts begins. But not only lack of strength was the cause of the poor jumps, but a childhood injury also affected. A fracture of the forepaw, twice. Then we continued to increase the distance traveled, but what a bad surprise. After one of the long strolls, Cougar starts to limp on his right back paw. With the cat in my hands, we rushed to the veterinary clinic. Summary: the problem with the hip joint, thin cartilage and lack of lubrication. And hello pills and bioactive substances once again. Well, since we can't stroll for too long, we need to come up with the new workouts, less energetic. After family meeting, we decided it's time for the child to go to school. But who will train such an unusual pet? Hundreds of calls to handlers and cynologists, and everywhere there was a refuse. But one fine day, on the other side of the handset I hear this: I train bobcats, but never cougars. Let's try. Come to the test lesson. We arrived. The cat liked the trainer, what happens rarely with our Nazi boy. And we attended the lessons 4 times per week. At first individually, and after with dogs. So from now our cat got new hairy friends. Messi appeared to be a smart student. He quickly learned the basic commands course, despite his stubbornness, but it's bearable. After all, we are just learning. Our cat is not large. Like I said before, he has a very weak health, and 30% smaller than average Puma male. So the conclusion is, he won't be able to survive in the wild. Living in the enclosure is unacceptable for him too. So for those people who suggest to let the animal in the wild nature, nearest forest, or bring it back to the zoo, please don't bother us.